Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima. Over the course of 2026, I'm playing the game Persona 3 Reload. Only I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to match the pace of the game. That's right, I'm playing this game one real day at a time. Please enjoy this different take on the game in a series I'm calling Persona a Day. Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and it's so nice to see all of you here today. Today is Monday, May 11th, so come on in and let's have some fun today. As I like to do, I start out by talking about what we did yesterday. That just catches us all up and makes sure we're coming into today fully informed. Then we'll play today's game session and see where the day takes us. And then after that, we'll head back to the desk and talk about it to see what other connections we can make. For anybody watching this later on YouTube, I will have timestamps in the description in case you want to jump to a specific section. And I want to warn everyone that this is a full playthrough of the game, and as such, we will be encountering spoilers. So please just be aware of that before going any further, because this is a great story, and I don't want to be spoiling it inadvertently for someone. So first off, let's take a look back at yesterday, Sunday, May 10th, and see what we did then. It was Sunday, so there was no school. It was a nice break, and especially nice because on Saturday we faced the first full moon challenge of the game. For anybody that doesn't remember, the Saturday prior, the mysterious boy had shown up in our room during the dark hour and warned us that we would be facing a challenge come the first full moon. And he did not elaborate on what that was, other than it was coming. And so this past Saturday was that challenge. Without getting into too many details on something that we've already done, there was a runaway train, a lot of shadows, and some group interaction building moments between our team. It was really touch and go, and we managed to safely stop the train and prevent any damage right within the last 2 minutes. It was really close as I wanted to take it, but thankfully it ended up the way it did. So that brought us into yesterday feeling quite exhausted. We were up late, we faced an extreme challenge, and we overcame it. As such, yesterday was really feeling like it needed to be a rest day for the team. And so the day started, I had come downstairs and just wanted to check in with everybody and see how they were holding up from the previous night. Junpei and Yukari were both thankful that things worked out, and frankly, they were thankful to be alive after everything they'd gone through on a runaway train, and I don't blame them, I'm right there with them. At the same time, Mitsuru and Akihiko both expressed wishes that they could have done more. Akihiko's been recovering, so he couldn't be out there with us. And Mitsuru has been keeping track of coordinating our team from her Persona's ability to keep track of where shadows are, so she hasn't been out there on the front lines with us either. So both she and Akihiko just wish they could have done more for us. And I tried to reassure them that we are a team. All of us together are part of this team. And they all did their parts to keep everything going for us. So nobody should feel bad, especially since we had a good outcome. And we checked on the news, and even the news was talking about the monorail incident, which, of course, makes sense. There was a monorail that, during the dark hour, moved a significant distance away, and so after the dark hour, it had ended up in a place where no one expected it to be. Regular people don't know anything about the dark hour, so as far as they're concerned, this train is just not where it's supposed to be, and that's a huge safety concern. And so at that point, the news was saying it was some sort of brake malfunction, and they don't have any specifics, but they reported that no one was hurt, which, confirms what we had hoped for last night, but it was also always good to see that our actions were safe and that no one got hurt. And so, with it being a rest day, I decided to first off, take that stroll around town and say hi to people. I wanted to stop by the Velvet Room and update the Compendium, since some of our personas gained some experience fighting the shadows. Well, at the Polonia Mall, I stopped by the pharmacy, and there's actually a couple of new bits of medicine available. A little out of our price range for now, but nice to know they're there and to be able to plan a budget for them. Other shops, Officer Kurosawa, he also had some new weapons and armor. Again, not quite in my budget right now, but I believe he's got a sale on Monday, so we'll stop in there today and see what we might be able to afford. But just after seeing everybody, I tried to decide if something fun to do with our day that was also, low stress, just to take it easy off of the work that we did on Saturday. And since it was a day off and we had some free time, I thought I'd spend some time with Maya in Innocent Sin Online. She was online, she wanted to see us, and we had the time to do it. So it seemed like a good thing to do. So I headed back to the dorm, logged in, and she was already in-game. And one of the first things she revealed to us is that she'd been drinking and she was already on her third beer of the day. But she was kind of there to vent a little bit about how busy her work is, and the fact that she's, even having to work on her day off now. And she needed a break from that. She was overwhelmed, and that was the time to just, have that beer and play that game and, stop thinking about work. This is supposed to be her time. And so she kind of got to vent about that and open up to me a little bit more about that. And it gave me the chance to just kind of, ask. It's like, are you kind of feeling burnt out with your job? She said, Yes and no. She says she's been at the same job for 8 years now, and it's not the same as it used to be. It also gave me the chance to ask if she liked her job or not, but I didn't have any indication to think she didn't like her job. It was just that it was challenging right now, so I didn't want to make assumptions incorrectly. But that just gave her more of that chance to open up about the challenges she's facing and share that with us. And so we talked back and forth as we gamed for the afternoon. She seemed to be glad to have that break from the responsibilities and just kind of let loose and not have to be thinking about work for the time we spent together. And so after the fun afternoon of just getting to know each other and casually chat, we grew a little bit closer, and that increased our rank in the Hermit Arcana up to rank 3. So that was how we'd spent our afternoon. After logging off the game, something a little different happened. We received a phone call from Elizabeth from the Velvet Room. She, in a nice, polite, formal way, asked me if I would be available to come meet her because there was something she wanted to discuss. So we headed to the Polonia Mall and made our way to the Velvet Room door there. And once we got there, we actually saw her waiting outside of the door. We haven't seen her anywhere but inside the Velvet Room before, so it was kind of different to see her standing outside the door. And she revealed that she's got a series of requests for us. She's curious about some things and wants to learn about our world, the other side of the door, basically. And she was wondering if I would be interested and able to help her. And I figured, I've got no reason not to. She wants to learn about us. I appreciate all the work she does, so I kind of want to show that as much as I can. So it's like, whatever requests you have, let me know. I'll do my best. And right away, she already had a series of different requests for us. So far, little things like finding certain items or beating a set number of shadows. Some things we had actually already completed just by virtue of playing as we have. We already reached a milestone of numbers of shadows defeated, and we found an old document in Tartarus already. So we were actually able to complete some of her requests just after picking them up. So how's that for progress? And so, in those couple of requests we completed, we got some new medicines, 10,000 yen. We actually got a lot of yen yesterday. That's really going to be a game changer today, I think, in whatever shopping we can look at. That really opens up our choices. But there were a lot of other challenges we aren't able to complete just yet, which is good. That gives us something else to look at and focus on around our time. And it just kind of gives us that thing in the back of our head to while we're around town, maybe there's something else we can pick up. One of the things she wanted from us was to have 12 different cans of soda. Last I counted, I had 9 different ones, so I'm kind of on the lookout for 3 other cans as we roam around the places we go today. And it's not a huge rush. There are a few of the requests that are time-dated and have a set deadline, but the rest of them that I think we have right now aren't. I don't want to let them go too long, but I don't want to necessarily go out of my way to rush through them either if I don't have to. And there's a tab we can keep track of that in-game, so I can always kind of refer to that and just remind myself and all of us what we need to work on. And in the idea of keeping it easy, I did notice that a lot of people went back to Tartarus yesterday because Elizabeth also mentioned that barricade that was blocking the floors is no longer in our way, so we could keep climbing. And I had considered going, but considering we were coming off of Saturday and as busy as that was, I thought it made more sense to just kind of really take the day off and try to recover as best we can. We came off of a busy Saturday, we're coming into a new week, so I didn't want to overstrain the team unduly. I also figured that if we have a chance to do any shopping today with the additional yen that we received from completing that quest, and the fact that it's a sale at Officer Kurosawa's police station, that we can just get new gear before heading back in and make us that much more hardy in whatever exploration we have a chance to do when we do it. So instead, I decided to use the shared computer in the dorm lobby, because you may remember we picked up a copy of the Umiushi fan book at the Net Cafe a couple weeks back, and I hadn't actually gotten around to using that. But that was just basically to register for membership with Umiushi, because you need that to order carryout meals. And one of Elizabeth's requests is to be delivered a carryout meal from Umiushi. So that just kind of seemed like a nice, easy-fitting thing to do. Just browse the net, basically, sign up for a membership of a site, and not have to worry about it. So now we can stop by there and pick up that to-go order. We can deliver that to Elizabeth. And we were just able to rest and recover and get as ready for the week as we can. So that got me, into bed early, fully rested up, and hopefully hitting this new week in as best a condition as we can be in. So that's it for the summary on what we did yesterday. I'll take us over the game, and we can see how Monday, May 11th goes. We'll be right there. Okay. So this is where we left off yesterday. We had just signed up for that membership with Umiushi. I've successfully registered as a member. So now I can order takeout from Umiushi at the Iwatodai Strip Mall. And that was how that day ended. And so now that catches us up to the real calendar. We're back on Monday, May 11th, just like we are in real life. Starting nice and early with Junpei before school. What's up, my dude? It's another glorious day with our good old buddy sleep deprivation. The day before yesterday, though, that was wild. I've never felt that kind of thrill in my entire life. Don't you think things have been getting real exciting lately? Yeah, I would say they have been. I mean, considering we were on a runaway train 2 nights ago. Or night before last, whatever, how we're going to word that. And with all the apathy syndrome cases around town and this whole dark hour thing, yeah, I think there's a lot of things to be getting exciting around. So kinda sounds like we're just kind of dismissing that. And asking how so, I mean, I just listed off all the how so's. So I guess kinda is the closest thing I could say. Still sounds like we're kind of, just brushing him aside. It's like, oh yeah, kinda. Runaway trains, all that. Normal high school stuff. Right? I know, right? We pretty much won the battle and saved the city from total annihilation. Yeah, maybe. I like the optimism either way. How sweet is that? He's in good spirits. You like to see it.
Understood.
I'm sure you all remember that midterm exams start next Monday. If you paid attention during class and studied regularly at home, you shouldn't have any problems. Especially those of you who sleep through class. You must be preparing hard at home, right, Iori? Well, if you choose to throw the rest of your lives away by slacking off while you're students, then be my guest. Who am I to stop you? Kind of sounds a little defeated there, doesn't it? He's shaping up to make this a long one. I'm feeling sleepy. Should I close my eyes? Nope. I've said it every time so far. I don't see myself sleeping in class. I'm going to keep sticking to that. I'm going to stay awake. Even though I don't want to hear what he has to say, it's probably still worth hearing it.
Good grief.
Back in my day, society was nowhere near as prosperous as it is now. You know it's going to be a good lecture when it starts with back in my day. That's why we all busted our humps for so long, to better the situation we were in. Well, can you young people say the same? Our society's material wealth has cost us far too much spiritual wealth, if you ask me. On the other hand, in Issei Monogatari, I forced myself to stay awake and listen to the lecture. Nice to get that little bit of academic progress, especially with exams coming. That was something I'd been trying to work on a little bit. We got up to average, so we're not a slacker anymore. I'd like to, go as far as we can on that. I'm not going to be content at average, but average looks better than slacker on this window. Just like that, it's after school. Class has ended for today. So let's get the game saved and go on with our afternoon. Looks like we've got a lot of different people that have some new things to say to us. We've also got some mail, so as we do, let's see how our friends are thinking first off. There's a new burger at Wild Duck Burger. Have you tried our new burger with unknown ingredients? Plus, now our fries are extra salty. We await your visit, Wild Ducklings. Secret recipes? Mysterious ingredients? Do you have the guts to go Wild Duck? We've been there before. It sounded like it was good. And a message from Officer Kurosawa. Something for you. I've got something for you today. Consider it restitution for you and the others for working diligently every day. Kurosawa. I do plan to make a point of stopping in there and seeing what we can afford. Let's also see how other people spent their afternoon. It's a lot more of a split today than we'd seen. Almost 50-50. Slightly more going on the social link side of things. We've got some people spending time with Maiko. We encountered her briefly the other day and gave her an after-school snack and promised to come play with her sometime. We've got some people spending time with Suimitsu. I don't believe we've encountered anyone by that name. And then a lot of other people just went a lot of other directions on things. I think what I want to do is talk to some people around the school and make our way for Officer Kurosawa's place first and foremost. we'll see what other ideas come to us along the way. Look at a studious student. Oh, you must be the new kid. Let me give you some advice. Make sure you study hard for exams. There will be some tricky questions. That is good advice. Junpei, how you doing? Dude, I was wondering what was up with the class, but then it hit me. Exams are in a week. That's why everyone's been so quiet. Yeah, there is that feeling with, big tests like that looming. It just changes the entire atmosphere, doesn't it? Another studious-looking student, the well-behaved student here. I bet midterms will be easy. But I'm going to study just to be on the safe side. There's a lot to be said for that being prepared. Yukari, we haven't had a chance to talk to her in a while. I was actually kind of nervous when I got on the monorail this morning. I can imagine, considering everything we went through on Saturday. It'd be hard to put that out of your mind. I can't stop thinking about how we really cut it close that time. That's an understatement. But nice to see it worked out successfully. There weren't any issues as a result. Saw some people down this way we can talk to. A person anyway. The Mitsuru Superfan. Are you involved with the student council? I am. It was, 2 weeks ago today we joined, I think. I'm so jealous. I'm not sure why that person couldn't apply. I don't know the rules of the student council, but I'm sure we're not one to turn down help. This is not really my say either, but if it was, I'd say the more help the better. That's Kenji.
Yo!
Hey, Shima, you studying for exams? I'm headed home. It'd be straight up embarrassing if I didn't pass. Yeah, I know, I should study regularly, but I got other priorities, Maybe I could study in the library, but I can't really deal with the atmosphere in there. Yeah, that's an option. We do want to be as ready for those exams as we can be. Here's Mitsuru. We'll keep talking to all of our dorm people here. Shima. Exams are right around the corner. Have you been studying? Remember, there's no shortcut to success. Persistence is key. Even if you study every day, it takes time to see results. So keep working at it. Don't assume that after 1 or 2 sessions, you've mastered the material. I suggest studying in the library if you have some time to spare. That's a couple people talking about the library today. Nice to just see everybody doing their thing out here. Nobody new to talk to, so let's head out. I do want to make my way to the Polonia Mall and check out Officer Kurosawa's sale, but let's make some of our normal stops along the way. Aside from our unofficial mascot, the weak cat here, there's something else I want to check while we're here. But we'll do it right, and we'll talk with our friend the cat first off. Hello, weak cat. Mew to you too. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see your friend is still over here on the other side of the area. Get as close as we can without spooking it. Always nice to see the status quo back here. But the other thing I'm here for, I kind of mentioned earlier, was to check out the vending machines. We're looking for a couple different sodas. We need a total of 12 unique varieties. It's a vending machine. Should I buy something to drink? These, I think, are going to be the 3 we need. Dr. Salt, some Moonkissed, and a 1-Up. Come to think of it, Elizabeth asked me to get a variety of drinks for her. I think I have everything now. I should bring them to her before I forget. The game knows me so well. It's right, I should bring it to her before I forget. And we kind of talked about this yesterday, but I don't know how many of you have noticed today, but look how open the area is here. You don't see nearly the number of people of the lost, the apathy syndrome victims. Nobody's laying on the ground or leaning against these columns anymore. So it's interesting to think that after our Saturday trial, maybe there was some connection to the number of lost in the area. Let's focus on going to Polonia Mall first off here. Got somebody new to talk to even. Gamer student. There's a name. Arcade games only start when you put in a coin, not like the home consoles where you turn them on. I didn't realize how they worked until my friend told me. What about you? You got any friends who help you out like that? Yeah, all my friends are very helpful and everything. And I definitely need friends. So yeah, I do. That's cool. Be nice to them. I will. Let's see what games are on Game Parade today. We've got High School of Youth to work on our charm, or Punch Boxer to work on our Persona strength. Nice options. We'll talk to the pharmacist as we've been doing. Hello, it's nice to see you again. I appreciate seeing some new advanced medicines here. It's always the kind of thing you hope you don't need, but it's nice to know I can get some when I do. Thank you for always being here to provide it for me.
Done already?
I am.
Come again, yeah?
I will. All right, and here we see Elizabeth outside of the Velvet Room again, just where we met her again last night. Still a little different to be able to see her out here and not just inside.
Good day.
Is there something I can assist with? I've got a lot of drinks for you.
I've been waiting for you.
It appears you've gathered all the different drinks. May I collect them from you now? Yes, here are 12 different drinks.
Oh my.
Oh my, there are this many? It'd be such a waste to simply drink them. Perhaps tonight I will hold the ritual known as the after-work drink, performed by laborers. In any case, the request is now completed. Please take this as your reward. Okay, a skill card for Media. That's a party-wide healing ability. Nice to have access to that. It's a one use and gone item, but used properly, that'll be helpful. Let's see what other requests we have out there.
Here are my requests.
We do have a new quest available. Please prevail in the Big Eater Challenge. Complete the Big Eater Challenge at Wild Duck Burger.
Come to think of it,
Evidently, those who proclaim themselves to be big eaters pit themselves against one another in fierce battles. One such battle shall be held at the burger establishment at the Iwatodai Strip Mall.
a shame.
As much as I'd like to participate myself, I fear I cannot leave my post here for too long. Would you take on this Big Eater Challenge in my stead?
By all means.
Yeah, we'll try to get there when we do. I'm not sure we're quite a big eater yet, but once we are, we will be. You can see we've already completed quite a few quests. Still quite a few we're working on as well.
The world.
And that's all I need for now.
Very well then.
And I wanted to mention also that we can check our quests in our menu here as well. So if we ever forget what we're doing, or if we're in the middle of Tartarus, I can refer back to this and see the same menu we just had there, which is very handy. And yes, while we're here, let's stop in and say hi to Igor. Nice to feel especially welcomed as she follows us in here.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I just wanted to stop and say hi. We'd already talked a little bit, Elizabeth, but I wanted to make sure to say hi to Igor as well. I hope his week's starting off on a good note. So Igor, thank you so much for all your help. I'll continue to rely on you. It's just good to see you today.
We look forward to your next visit.
Not much of a stop, but just enough to keep them fresh in our mind and part of our playthrough. Okay. On with the rounds. Next is Officer Kurosawa.
Come to think of it.
Some people with apathy syndrome have suddenly returned to normal. I don't know how it happened, but I do know you guys did it.
Much obliged.
You have my thanks too. I gotta tip my hat to you. You guys are impressive. Nice to have that recognition. Also nice to see a sale today. We still don't have a lot of money, but getting 10,000 yesterday, you can see what a huge boon that was.
What'll it be?
As I said yesterday too, I kind of want to look at armor and footwear first off. So much of my idea is to think about weapons typically in a game because more damage output ends battles quicker. But a lot of our attacks actually come from our personas and less from direct attacks. So I'm kind of thinking it's a little better to have that sustainability in battle from having better armor or from being able to dodge a little better with footwear. So that's kind of going to be my priority looking at things.
What'll it be?
You'll also maybe remember that I got a pixel vest for Tom here, and we found a hothead shirt for Junpei. So really it's just Yukari that's still on basic gear.
Prices are a bit lower today.
Ouch.
Take a look if you have the chance.
They're definitely better, but seeing it on sale for 7,200 yen, it's like, yeah, I still feel that. And actually, thankfully our Pixel Vest is a little bit better in defense, and it gives us plus 10 SP, so we won't need that.
I have no idea what you're fighting out there. Just don't get in over your heads.
I will try. Yeah, this would be a decent jump for Junpei in terms of defense. And I guess technically that hothead shirt could be passed off to Yukari if I intended to go that route, because it could be equipped by men or women. Or we could just straight jump from 46 defense up to 65 on Yukari here. Or we could look at footwear.
What'll it be? Take as long as you need.
Yeah, we're all wearing high-tech sandals right now with 26 evasion. So, 9 points of evasion is nice. But it's not quite the same boost we had originally. I think our base evasion was 8 for everybody, so 8 to 26 was,
Feel free to buy.
no pun intended, but a huge step up.
I suggest picking something that complements your physique.
So 9 points isn't bad. But again, it's we can only buy 2 sets of leather boots here if we went that route. Yeah, at this point, I think armor is going to be our best way to go.
What'll it be?
And actually what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to prioritize Junpei for the reason that a lot of his attacks actually use his own hit points as fuel. I think he's got a bash attack and perhaps a cleave attack that both use HP as their resource. So the less damage he takes incoming from shadows, the better. And then I can pass that hothead shirt off to Yukari to still keep that in the party and have it a little better than what she's got.
Take as long as you need.
I could go with the camo shirt for a little bit of strength, but that defense I think is really what I'm going to want.
Everything look good here?
It looks expensive, but that's why we've got the money. We've got to spend it.
All right then.
Let's equip it. But we're not going to sell the hothead shirt because we're going to give that to Yukari. And just like that,
Take as long as you need.
I'm out of money.
All done here?
I am.
Seeing you.
Thank you as always, Officer Kurosawa. Let's remember to properly equip Yukari. Gear does no good if it's not equipped. Oh, 46 up to 52, 6 points, not bad. Also provides freeze resistance, so one less status ailment to worry about. But we're just that little bit more sustainable for when next time we head to Tartarus. Nowhere else we can go or no one to talk to here. So what should we do? I haven't met anyone named Suimitsu. We could spend time with Maiko, potentially. She was which social link? We don't know that yet. We haven't made a social link with her. We just promised to come play with her. Well, that might not be bad. We've done our shopping. We can't afford any more medicine. We'll stop by the station strip mall along the way. Just to kind of see who we can talk to and what we can do. Doesn't look like anybody down on this level has anything new to say. And it's Monday, so the old couple, the Bookworms bookstore right here, is closed. I hope they're having a nice day off. I wonder if we can stop in here and pick up that beef bowl for Elizabeth while we're here. If we can even afford that.
Welcome.
Welcome. Oh, I see you're a member. We have member-only dishes, so check them out. The website said only members can order takeout. That's not bad, 300 yen. And it's something that Elizabeth wanted. So yeah, that seems like a good thing to pick up. One Umiushi Beef Bowl, please.
Thank you.
Nice to have that. Might actually have to make our way back to the mall and deliver that while it's still nice and hot. Ever since Yukari mentioned the ride on the monorail, I watched us zoom around the map there, and I thought the same thing. It's like, it's got to be kind of weird to be on that after everything happened on Saturday. Thankfully, there were no problems. Elizabeth, it's me again. About our requests.
Here are my requests.
I have an Umiushi Beef Bowl for you.
Wonderful.
It seems you've completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. So this is the famous Umiushi Beef Bowl. The aroma truly whets the appetite.
Very well, then.
Now then, bon appetit. My, how delicious. Something this delectable must have cost a fortune.
Oh, my.
It didn't? Then I must applaud this corporation's effort to sell such quality food for cheap. Please take this as your reward. Okay, we've got some male uniforms. And no new requests to accept. So that's all for now, Elizabeth. It's nice to be making that progress here and there, knocking off some of those requests. Let's make our way over to the shrine, because I think it might be interesting to stop and just check in with Maiko. There's no track practice, no student council. Looked at Kenji was busy with some other stuff. I could study. Yeah, you're not wrong there. It would be good to get prepared for exams as best as we can. But I promised Maiko that I would spend some time with her, and she is here right now, so... Especially the fact that she's literally seen me standing in front of her. It seems kind of rude now to see her and run away. So let's talk to Maiko for the afternoon. You came. I was waiting for you. Let's play. Yeah, let's play. Looks like a nice fun slide. I spent time playing with Maiko.
Hey, what do you want to do next? It's your turn, okay? You get to pick.
Well, let's keep the playing going. I don't want to say I want to go home. That doesn't sound like a very fun thing to do. I've never been a fan of monkey bars myself. I have memories of the seesaw, good and bad. It's one of those, like, as a kid, learning experiences. I think one of the times I was here, I kind of talked about a story I remember from some seesaws at a local playground back when I was growing up. There were these, some bright orange seesaws, and they had, tires buried in the dirt underneath them to kind of cushion that fall a little bit, so you're not just, coming down hard on the ground. But, you learn as a kid pretty quick to not, wrap your leg underneath you or anything, because coming down on your own leg, you feel that. Or, having your hand in the wrong place, you feel that. So, it's those those teaching moments as a kid that stick with you. And in those, you've got no one to blame but yourself, usually. Yeah, let's do the seesaw.
Aw, I hate the seesaw. It makes my butt hurt.
Ah. Well, let's try something else then. Oh, I see. Well, can't win them all. Looks like it's going to be dark soon.
I don't want to go home.
Yeah, it's been fun, but maybe next time, right?
I don't like it there.
Hmm.
Can we stay here a little longer?
Ooh, that's a rock and a hard place kind of thing. Yeah, I'm glad she's taken a liking to me, but this is that point where you feel like you need to be a responsible, high school student, older person, and no, playtime is done now. We really do have to get you home, get you back to your parents. We'll play again. We'll definitely do that, but people will worry if you're not home. I don't have any details on why you don't want to go home, and I'm a little concerned to hear that, but I don't. Some of these social links can be a little hard at times. Either way, after playing together, she seems to have taken a liking to me. I like that. I've become acquainted with Maiko, the grade schooler.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Hanged Man Archon.
It was the Hanged Man social link. And it's just so cool every time. I'm not going to talk through these scenes. I love them. This is a brand new social link. The Hanged Man, the girl at the shrine. We've reached rank 1. Nice to have that little bit more of a connection with Maiko, and to have that bonus when creating personas of the Hanged Man Arcana.
You know, my mom and dad, all they ever do is fight. And just the other day, they said they were getting a divorce.
Man, that is a lot to throw on somebody. I mean, I feel terrible for Maiko. But it's also one of those, like, deer in the headlights moments for me about how do I respond to all of that?
I told them not to, but they won't listen.
Especially since she's just an elementary schooler and obviously doesn't fully comprehend what's going on.
They probably don't care about me. Hey, you'll play with me again later, right? We're friends now.
Yes, we will do that. I promise we will do that. We are friends.
I'm here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You have to come see me, okay?
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. That's good to know, and that's not a lot of availability. I mean, it's about half the week, but it's not a lot of days, so we will kind of have to consider that as we prioritize, where to spend our time. Again, I also don't want to treat this as just transactions of, well, I need to spend time with Maiko because I've got the day. But when she's got limited availability, you do kind of have to prioritize that a little bit more, because we have, just in general, we'll have fewer chances to interact with her. And I don't want to let it go too long before interacting with one of our social links. Doesn't sound like something a good friend would do. Or a responsible track team member, student council member, or any of the other social links we've made. And I parted ways with Maiko and then walked back to the dorm.
Oh, it's you. Welcome back.
It seems some of the equipment in the command room is malfunctioning. That doesn't sound good. Could you go and check on it? It shouldn't take long. I asked Akihiko and Iori as well, but they didn't appear particularly intent on solving the matter. It doesn't seem to be especially urgent, so whenever you have the time, thanks. I don't know what credentials I have to solve the problem, but I appreciate the trust. I mean, I was the one that admitted to everybody that I stopped the train by literally sheer luck. I guess, maybe luck is the answer, and maybe that's what they need here. Either way, let's first take our bag up to our room. No sense carrying that around all evening with us. Well, we've got some messages. Let's see what people have to say. We've got Games Parade and Chagall Cafe. Come play our popular crane game and try to win a prize. Then stick around and hop onto one of our many immersive video games. There's great fun to be had, whether you're alone or with friends. We can't wait to see you. And part-time positions at Chagall. We hope everyone is having a great day. Chagall is looking for someone to work at the cafe today. Students may apply, no experience required. This is a paid position, and perks include free pheromone coffee. We look forward to meeting you. We've worked quite a few shifts there already. Last week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we spent some time working there in the evening, to the point where we actually got a raise. We were making 3,000 yen an outing there, which was really nice. Let's see what other people did tonight. Let's say we had a few people go to Tartarus. Most people didn't. Although it is interesting to see that everyone's average level is up to 16 now, and the total floors is up to 32. We've actually fallen a little behind that pace. Most people did go to Tartarus yesterday as well, though, so of course we're going to be a little bit behind. Our average level is still right around 11, and our floors explored, I think, is 21 or 22. So we've got a little bit of catch-up to play there. Nothing huge, but we don't want to put it off too long either. Let's also take a look at our calendar while we're up here, because like they reminded us, exams are literally a week from today. Midterms all the way through Saturday there. Just, good to be aware of that. I do want to study as much as we can leading up to it. Let's head back downstairs, I guess, talk to everybody first off. because I am kind of drawn to potentially looking at Tartarus tonight. I don't want to fall too behind everyone else. We can also earn some money there. Gain some levels. Make use of the new equipment we bought. And there's a lot of pros for considering it. Interrupt Junpei's dinner here. Oh, the command equipment, that's right. Gotta think about that, too. Why the heck would anyone think I could fix the command room equipment? That's what I thought when they asked me, too. Computers ain't my field, dude. All I know is how to fix a TV. You just smack the top and voila. Okay, don't ask Junpei to help fix the TV.
Hey,
Sounds like something in the command room is having issues. Kirijo-senpai was asking earlier if anyone could take a look at it. I can't do it, though. I don't have a clue when it comes to stuff like that. Very, very to the point. I have no idea. Don't ask me. And we've all got our pros and our strengths and weaknesses like that. Ah, yes. New season. Bugs coming out. Anybody noticing that in their real life? I've been seeing more here and there. Again, it's May 11th today, just like it is in game, so we're one-to-one dealing with those same issues. Kind of nice. I'd rather not be dealing with bugs, but nice to be able to relate to what they're seeing. Let's see what's on TV. Mysterious apathy syndrome, but its victims are showing signs of recovery. Family and friends are overjoyed that they are returning to normal. This is Kaede Kuroki, reporting from Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. Nice to see a news report that the lost, the apathy syndrome people are recovering. We don't really know why exactly yet, but people recovering from maladies is always a good thing.
Isn't that right?
Whatever the battle, it's always important to face it with a level head. However, there are also opponents who will try to play mind games with you. Shadows may look mindless at times, but you absolutely can't take them lightly. That's a good point. We even kind of noticed that on the train on Saturday, that they were fighting with a lot of strategy. They intentionally tried to split our group up and fight us in more advantageous numbers. So even though they look like they're just run-of-the-mill shadows, there's potentially more than meets the eye to them. Something the matter? Let's chat.
Salut.
There seems to be something wrong with some of the equipment in the command room. Could I bother you to check on it? Akihiko and Iori didn't appear interested in solving the matter.
Please.
I won't force you, but if you're not too busy, I would appreciate it. Yeah, let's start up there. Everybody's kind of pointed us that way. I don't want to forget about it, too, if we don't head up there tonight. Let's just see if that luck we have with other equipment can, stay lucky here. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, but step one is trying, right? Console deck. It's a bank of consoles. The surveillance camera seems to have turned itself on and recorded a video. Should I watch the video recording? Yes, question mark? Yeah, well, let's watch it. I'm not sure if that's a malfunction, but... Well, I guess one way to diagnose a machine is to see what it's currently doing, right? May 10th, 2009. 1:23:02, starting playback. So that was yesterday, last night. And we've got Chairman Ikutsuki up here. It's the command room. Ikutsuki is alone writing something.
A shadow in the middle of town. It managed to take over public transportation.
I find it interesting that not only were they monitoring me while I was sleeping, but they've obviously got other cameras throughout the dorm. And even one camera is in the command room itself. Kind of seems maybe a little redundant. Maybe it's just a security thing, but interesting nonetheless.
I should investigate whether this means it's finally begun. The monorail. I bet this subject would make a good one-liner.
Oh, Chairman. Some of them, they're so bad they're funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm that same kind of weird humor.
Oh, I need to note that one down.
Nice to see even with his priorities, he still has his sense of humor.
Unfortunately, Lady Luck played a large part in our victory.
That is true. We do need to be a little more prepared if we can be. Just happening to be able to stop the train isn't really going to cut it and stuff going forward.
Especially toward the end. If he hadn't guessed at the right controls, things could have been very bad.
Quite so.
For shadows to work in a group to overrun large machines is unprecedented. The engine. That was an ingenious move.
Okay.
What is it with me today? I'm on a roll.
On a roll like the monorail.
Better write that one down too. Always be prepared for heavy lifting during a mission.
Okay. Where are you going with that one, Chairman?
Because shadows aren't light.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, whoa, I'm getting a little off subject. Oh, but who cares? Hey, I should write all these down and show them off the next time everyone gets together.
He's proud of it. You got to give him that.
Don't care for seafood? They also serve ground beef.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, this has nothing to do with the status report anymore, but I'm having a blast. Let's see, what else?
The recording ends here. Well, that was interesting, informative. It was kind of nice to see that other side of him. I mean, it still fits, the chairman's sense of humor. But nice to see him also doing some work in and around that. I don't think we did anything to fix the console, but I guess that is what it is. Seems to be working as far as I can tell.
So dance. If you wanna go ahead, free to do whatever. I'm chilling on my bed.
Let's also check with Mitsuru and just make sure of everyone's status for the night.
We gon' flow with the set. Hey, hey,
All right.
Everyone can go tonight.
desire every day to inspire, but never
Well,
expires.
it's been a couple weeks since we've been to Tartarus. We fought some shadows back on Saturday, and we succeeded. Let's just take one more look before we commit to that. How much money do I have? Ooh. So close. For anybody that wonders what that was about, we've got a quest to talk to the fortune teller and get the fortune for rarity shadows. But that's going to cost us 3,000 yen. And I am about 400 yen shy of that mark. Kind of a bummer. I could sell some of my items, but there will be other opportunities to get that. Just kind of a shame not to be able to do it right tonight.
Anytime surprise, yeah, I'm down.
But even without that,
To the sound that
yeah, well, let's do it. It's been a while. We'll spend some of the dark hour trying to get a little stronger and make some more progress in Tartarus.
but we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow.
Let's go to Tartarus.
Yes.
Very well. We'll meet at Tartarus around midnight. Don't be late. I'll let the others know. I don't want to put this off too long as we're going forward here. Just like preparedness, it's easier to get some of that done ahead of time. The High Priestess Tarot is reacting. Anybody might remember this was a card that the Big Shadow dropped on Saturday. Okay, so there's a chance that this will show up during that shuffle time after battle sometimes. Ooh, that's a nice one. If we can find that one and have it in our collection of cards for the night, then we'll do more damage for our all-out attacks until the end of the day.
I've been waiting for you.
Ah, hello, Elizabeth.
Marvelous.
I must congratulate you on your recent victory. Your power continues to grow, it seems. On the topic of such power, I must ask, are you familiar with the Major Arcana? Yeah, a little bit. I am.
Yes.
To utilize metaphor, the Major Arcana are the parent plants which will help propagate your ever-growing garden of abilities. After defeating particularly strong shadows, these Major Arcana will appear to you as cards. It would be in your best interest to collect these cards as you find them. Okay, so just like with this first shadow, there's a chance we're going to be encountering other major arcana cards as time goes forward, and then they'll start showing up in shuffle time as well. The major arcana. That'll be a useful resource going forward. Okay. Yeah, it's been quite a while since we've been here, hasn't it? Well, let's just keep our saves updated. Also keeps us committed, so there's no going back. Let's start by talking to everybody and seeing how everybody's doing.
Oh,
The shadow on the monorail was way tougher than the other shadows we fought, huh? I hope we don't run into any more like that. Want to get going? Yeah. She's already in my party, so we don't need to do anything about adding or removing. Same with Junpei here, who's taking some practice swings. That stuff that happened on the monorail was freaking crazy, man. I kind of want to make it into like a script for a TV show or something, but I probably can't. Sucks. I bet it would be kick-ass, too. Come on, let's get going. And Mitsuru. We're all still here today thanks to your quick thinking on the monorail. I wouldn't go that far. It was a coin toss on which lever to pull. I'm glad it worked out, but that wasn't skill, that was luck. Considering your ability to act during the unexpected, you make not just a fine Persona user, but a leader as well. Again, I'll take the praise, but I don't want to oversell my abilities there. That wasn't skill, that was luck. It's good to be lucky, but you can't really count on luck either. I'll stay here and provide support. Is there anything I can do for you? What is our progress? Okay, yeah, we've made it to floor 22, so we're a ways behind that floor 36 I think it said people were on. But maybe we can make some good progress tonight. Please explore as much of Tartarus as you can. Anything else? Nope. All right. Which persona do we have on in our head, on our hand? We have a full set. Let's stop in the Velvet Room and see if we can fuse any together. There's a chance we'll find more in shuffle time after battles, and I wouldn't want to have to pass them up because there's no space. We've already updated our compendium, so we don't need to worry about that side of things.
marvelous.
And by making that new social link, we get another Twilight fragment.
I'm looking forward to it.
Those will be helpful in going up the tower here. But we want to fuse some personas today. We're only level 11, so we can't fuse anything above that yet.
I, too. What kind of persona do you desire?
So that looks like our choices are limited to just Archangel right now, which is going to be Chimera and Omoikane. And that will be Justice, though, so that's nice to
This
have.
persona is powerful.
We'll get a little bit of a bonus because of our link with Odagiri, I believe. No, this is Chihiro, isn't it? Yeah, Odagiri was the Emperor. This is Chihiro. We've got a light attack there. That's kind of nice. Let's learn about Archangel. 8th of the 9 orders of angels. Their duty is to minister to humans and deliver messages. They are warriors of heaven and lead heaven's forces during the battle with the armies of evil. Sounds like something good to have on our side.
What do you wish to inherit?
Pass along 2 skills. Ooh, we got a lot of good choices here. I'm torn between Bufu and Zio. We've got Agi covered by Junpei. We've also got Dia. It's nice to have healing abilities. We don't have a lot of items on hand, but that does cost SP. So I'm thinking we're gonna want some healing, just in case. And then how about Zio?
It seems you have been blessed with some power.
Yes, this is acceptable.
Well.
I always like the scene, too, of the 2 former Persona fusing together into one new one. I am Archangel. You desire power? Then allow me to be your holy blade. And it gets a little bit of power from our social link here. We learned a new ability, Tsukukaja. Nice. And that's all we can make because we can't go above our level. Oh, that's good.
Very well.
New persona are automatically registered, so we don't need to register that one to the compendium.
We look forward to your next visit.
Oh, I think that's all we need to do in here for now. That only gives us one new spot for a persona, but that's better than nothing. Before we head into the tower, I'm going to grab a drink and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that little break. Let's get into it.
By the way,
There's something I need to tell you. Do you remember what I said about Tartarus being divided into different areas? Well, through Penthesileia's power, I picked up on an unusual signal just beyond the 20th floor. Something may have shifted, so I'd like you to head there and check it out immediately. We're counting on you. That works out with my plan, too. And like I've said, I don't know how many of you have been here for past Tartarus explorations, but I want to limit myself to no more than 1 hour. I figure, this is the dark hour, so we're going to be in Tartarus for up to an hour, but I'm not going to be here all afternoon or anything like that. That might necessitate more trips in the future. It almost certainly will. But that's kind of just going to be one of those self-imposed limits for our
Give this our
playthrough.
best shot.
And I mean, there's also who's to say we can even make it an hour. Depending on what we face, it could be less than that. But we'll see. We'll do the best we can. All right, we're here. As I thought, this floor is... I'm not sensing any enemies. Could you take a look around the area, Shima? There's no knowing what might happen, so be careful, all right?
wait!
What are those tremors? Watch out! I like how the stairs rise into place and all fit together just like that. Is it over? What was that? It's one thing to just know that Tartarus changes daily, to actually see it transform before our very eyes. Regardless, the path is opened. Let's try exploring further beyond that. As for our next goal, I can only assume there'll be a similar obstruction up ahead. Let's aim for that. I'm counting on you all. I wish it wouldn't start shaking all of a sudden. My heart almost stopped. I'm worried about what else could be in store for us down the road. But since the path opened up, I guess we gotta press on. I guess that's one thing about a tower. There's only really one way to go. Well, there are two, but going back down is going somewhere you've already been. Something feels different about the floor up ahead. I sense something more potent, like a tangible force of will. Stay alert. Oh,
Keep your eyes peeled.
well, this is a different visual than we were just enjoying. Interesting.
This place has a totally different vibe. What? A face?
Oh, yeah, that sure is. Wow. All right, there's our first shadow of the floor. We'll try to be a little responsible and maybe sneak up on it if we can.
Shadow spotted. What's the
There's two. Here's your chance to attack.
Here's some heat balances. We actually encountered those the other day. Looks like they're both weak to wind. And we can count on Yukari for that. So let's just, see what they do to slashing as well. I'd like to think Yukari can knock them both down here, but she might attack one with piercing just to get that knowledge.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Kasiba.
So that's good. That'll open up the chance for an all-out attack. First enemy of the climb tonight.
Chance for an all-out attack.
Let's go.
This shit ended.
All right. So I've got a couple choices here. We've already got Omoraki with us, so it would gain some experience. Wouldn't be bad. We could get the skill card Garu. Also not bad. But we could get money. And at this point, as poor as I feel, I think money is going to be a little bit more prioritized in this climb right now. So I'm going to take the money. 1,200 yen. You'll love to see it.
That went great.
Some red and blue plates.
Perfecto.
Oh, there's the stairs already. I do want to climb, but I also kind of want to not rush up the tower. As we've seen, enemies get stronger the higher up we get. So I don't want to miss out on some potential leveling or items by overly rushing through things. Yeah, we'll gain those experience levels and new persona and things. And just, be that much more ready to not be overwhelmed, I guess. Kind of watching the shadow while we talk about all that. Yeah, it takes a couple extra seconds, but if we can, end the fight before it does a lot of damage to us, then we're just that much better off.
Hey, there's a treasure chest.
There's 2. Here's your chance to attack.
We've got some frivolous
This may
Maya.
be a good test of your skill.
I know nothing about those.
I'll go with.
Let's try. How about ice? All right.
All right, the enemy's down.
There's a thought to shift off and learn more of their weaknesses, but since we already know it's weak to ice, we might as well just take advantage of that and knock them both
The
down.
enemy's down. Let's finish this.
We'll hit that all-out attack. If they don't survive, then we can get more intel from Yukari and Junpei there. But if a fight ends, and that's really what we want. Experience, Persona, a new Persona, or some healing. I don't think we've taken any damage yet, so let's pick up the Priestess Arcana, the High Priestess Arcana Unicorn. We can use that as a fusion ingredient later, or as a Persona.
Perfecto.
There's a chest over here with a Mazio gem. And on this new Persona, on Unicorn here, level 11, let's see some stats. Weak to wind and dark, but fully resistant to ice and light, so that's handy. It's got a light attack and a healing ability. And the background for Unicorn, a legendary white horse with a single spiral horn. It can only be tamed by a pure maiden, and its horn supposedly has miraculous healing capabilities. All right. We'll try to make good use of Unicorn's abilities. I think this might fully map the floor, unless I'm forgetting a corner.
All right, we've covered every.
Didn't quite get the sneak attack in on this one.
You can handle it.
But
Looks like the enemy.
they're a Persona that we've seen before. This one's weak to ice. I can knock that down with my ability, and then we can pass off to Yukari, and she should be able to knock down the other. And so I love this little bit of teamwork, this strategic element to this game series. You can just attack like normal, but you're extra rewarded by taking advantage of these elemental weaknesses and sharing your turn with another ally. And for anybody curious, I've said before, I'm leaving all my allies on free will, just because I want them to feel like actual party members and not just another extension of my own ability. Now the Devil Persona Lilin. I believe we had one before, but it's a higher level. I can't hold another Persona, but I can get rid of one that's on my person. Yeah, it's a level 8 Persona. Nekomata's only level 3, so that's going to kind of be limiting for what we can make with what's on hand, as it were. I'm going to swap out Nekomata for Lilin here. This just potentially gives us new fusion options once we get back down to the first floor. And I leveled up. Fantastic. That means we can make Persona of the 12th level now. And we get a few more HP and SP. Ooh. Kind of wish that had happened one fight sooner, but I can have an additional 2 Persona now. That's just going to further open our options up. Alright, a couple attack gems found on this floor. Not bad. Let's make our way up to those stairs we found. And yes, I could fast travel right to the stairs from here. But there's the leveling side of things, and just the fact that fast travel doesn't really, it's not a real thing, I guess. I don't know how you want to look at that, but it just seems like, we'd have to be running back here anyway, so let's actually see it rather than skipping it. Kind of like going to school and walking through the gates.
All right, the enemy's down.
So that knocks that one down, and just like before, that gives Yukari a chance to finish the other 2.
Roger that. Time to shine.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Takeba.
And then an all-out attack.
So easy.
Okay, here's one of those major arcana that you were talking about. With this on hand, this is going to boost the damage our all-out attack does for the rest of the day. So I definitely want to pick those up when I can. And if we can get 2 other major arcana, that'll give us an arcana burst, and make all the minor arcana 1 level higher for the rest of the day. That'll be nice too.
And that's how it's done.
Another level for Yukari.
Nailed it! Nice going, Junpei.
Always just nice to see that progress.
Honestly.
This is some rugged terrain. Keep your eyes peeled for any blind spots.
Nicely done.
I sense a rare shadow. Try to find it and defeat it. I see it. Now, these things do tend to run away quite frequently, so it just takes that extra bit of caution to not spook it before the fight even starts. Yeah, like that. But thankfully, I was able to catch up. And even better, I was able to get in behind it.
That's a rare one.
Okay, and now Yukari's a little faster than I am.
No way!
Yes, they're also quite evasive. This is a treasure hand.
It's a test of your skills.
We know nothing about it yet, other than it uses strike attacks.
I'll go with.
Let's see if I can hit it with some ice. Okay. Not weak to it, but we did some damage. Treasure hand is waiting. Treasure hand is waiting. Let's just keep this fact-finding going and hit it with some lightning. Alright. Alright, we've tried all of the main elements we have now. I like how Junpei's going to bash attacks now.
The enemy's fled. Almost half.
That'll happen. Oh, no experience, no items. But we have knowledge now. We know, I guess not that it's weak to anything, but we know what it's not weak to, if that makes any sense. Next time we encounter one, we'll still have that same knowledge. We won't be coming in totally blind. Even defeat can have its benefits walking away from. Laughing
This may be
tables.
a good test of your skill.
Let's hit it with an element just to see. Okay. And it's weak to wind.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Takeba.
Nice one!
I hope you're ready.
Yukari's really been coming in clutch these couple floors. And that's another fight. We've only got Lilim for our devil personas, so no real sense in gaining experience there. Let's give everybody in the team a little bit more.
And that's how it's done.
That gives Junpei another level.
Ha! Perfecto.
We'll just keep breaking stuff along the way and hoping for items. We've got a treasure here.
Hey, doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
It does. For anybody that's not aware, this is a special lock treasure chest. You can see it's got these 2 red orbs on it, so it will take 2 twilight fragments to open. We have 25, so I don't want to, go crazy on spending them down, but I don't want to, pass up things that could be good either. So I'm okay opening that with what we've got right now. Again, like other resources, we have them to spend them. Yeah, a skill card. Tarunda, not bad. I'll take it. I'd have wondered what was in there if we didn't open it.
Found the stairs. Want to head up?
Yep, that seems like we've covered this entire floor, so let's keep going.
Keep
Okay.
your eyes peeled.
Feels like we're making good progress today.
Hey, there's a treasure chest. Yes, we got help me.
Okay. Something that's not weak to wind. We haven't had any of that so far this climb.
Go with.
Valkyrie!
think shock has the chance for the enemy to be stunned on its turn.
Didn't work.
Ooh, no fire at all on that one.
Paralyzed enemy. This is the perfect moment to strike.
It is. Actually, typically when an enemy has a status effect, it's more vulnerable to critical hits. So maybe I'll try a slash attack and see if I can knock it down that way. There you go.
This is our chance. Let's wipe them out.
Let's do that all-out attack then. That saves the SP. Gets us that knowledge about slashing attacks and its effectiveness. You'll like to see it. And it wins the fight. We're gonna take the money. 1,600 yen. Super. And again, we'll just climb as far as we can today. We'll do what we can.
Nice going, Junpei.
We'll try to be smart about it. We'll be within the hour.
Is this a rock or is it actually like living and breathing? I ain't got a clue.
It would be interesting to see this environment and wonder. Ooh, a revival bead. Nice to have revival items. Hopefully we don't end up needing them anytime soon, but as soon as you need them, you wish you had them if you didn't.
We got ourselves a shadow here.
There's two. Here's your chance to attack.
These were weak to wind, I believe.
Go for the enemy's weakness to win.
I don't want to leave this all to you, Kari.
What to do?
I'm thinking maybe I'll knock one down myself, ideally, unless I miss. And then we'll let Yukari knock the other one down in a perfect world. That way we just kind of share the HP or the SP consumption, so we don't end up in a one-sided point where she's totally out of SP later. We may still end up there since we're going, but if I can carry my own weight as well, that'll just be that much more helpful. Again, take the experience. If I can level up, that just makes more potential persona I can make.
And that's how it's done. Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
I see the stairs.
Down the stairs.
Again, I don't need to go back, but there's just that part of me that doesn't want to pass up what could be on that other side of things. It could just be an enemy. Yeah, that's more experience, though. It looks like a teleporter.
But it's your call.
I think we're okay for now.
Well done. We've completely mapped out this area.
That's good. Let's head up.
I wonder.
There's a gatekeeper on a floor not far from here. Have you healed up recently?
It's a treasure chest.
Doesn't look like we need much healing right now. Junpei's a little banged up, but not bad. I see a treasure chest, but I also notice a shadow.
Dude, ain't that a rare chest?
I think it turned around for us. Oh, no, we got lucky.
There's two. Here's your chance to attack.
These were weak to unknown. Let's try ice. We haven't done that yet. Nope.
Focus.
Not piercing. And not bashing.
Looks like fire won't work.
Okay, so it's either light or dark now. I actually think I had a choice for that. Archangel's got Koha. As weak as that one is, there's a part of me that wants to try to knock the healthier one down if it works. I guess I'd hit them both anyway, but if this works. It does.
All right. The enemy's down.
Well, let's just keep it going then.
The enemy's down.
And like I've said last couple times we're here, I don't want to run through all my SP at any quick rate or anything like that. But it's there to be spent. I want to be reasonable and responsible with it, but not overly cautious and not use something I could actually benefit from having. You know, that healing is kind of tempting right now, but I see money. 1,200 yen really is going to go a long way for us. Between getting new gear, getting medicine, summoning Persona from the Compendium.
Perfecto.
There's a lot money can do for us. A Patra gem. Believe that heals a status effect. Bits of Tartarus to sell back to Officer Kurosawa. Not a lot of shadows in these floors. That makes for quicker progress, but less gains along the way. There's one.
A shadow! That's an enemy down! Good job, Takeba! Just one left! Takeba, finish the enemy!
What to do?
We'll knock this one down and hopefully be able to finish it with a good all-out attack here.
This is our chance! You're on a roll!
It is nice to be back in Tartarus, isn't it? It's a weird-looking place, but just to actually be making that progress. I know it's only been a day since we beat the big shadow, but I didn't want to feel that behind feeling of not being caught up with everybody else. Not that we're going to necessarily catch up today, but I want to pick up Chimera here. This is a chariot persona, which is good for one of our social links, and it could be a good fusion ingredient as well. And since we've got the space for it, since we gained an additional 2 slots, that's what I'm going to do. That was making the dream work, performing 50 all-out attacks. Kind of wild to think. We're working well as a team, that means.
Perfecto.
Perfecto indeed, Junpei. Swing and a miss. There we go. Another treasure and another shadow.
Oop, I spied some treasure.
The group of 3, you have the initiative.
We got a couple weak to wind,
With your skill.
and one that we don't know what it's weak to.
What to do?
Let's, just try it. I like to think that Yukari will try her own elemental attack there and maybe knock the other 2 down first off.
The enemy's down!
That's 2 down.
An enemy down! Good job, Takeba!
Well, she wanted to prioritize getting that one off the field. I don't disagree with that necessarily. There you go, Junpei coming in clutch. Seeing money, taking money, 1,600 yen.
I kick ass, huh?
Kind of puts a little bit of that in perspective too, right? I mean, 2 fights of that, and that's as much as I was making at an evening at Chagall Cafe. I mean, I was gaining some courage and some charm there as well, but from just the straight yen side of things.
Perfecto.
And a treasure. Ooh, some frost earrings. What will they do? Let's take a look. They would reduce ice damage. I want to check and see if either of our party members are weak to ice. Which I'm not going to find there. We go to her persona. Okay, so she's weak to electricity. Junpei's weak to wind. So nobody's weak to ice, so nobody needs that specific extra coverage. There's just we have one more strategic element we can consider. Okay.
Hey, let's loot that chest.
I think earlier I was saying there was a lack of shadows. Well, it seems like there's a few more now in these last few rooms. That. Not quite the sneak attack I was going for there.
Time for a fight!
And you pay for that when stuff like that happens.
Go for the enemy's weakness to win!
Alright, the Laughing Table's weak to wind, and the Black Raven is weak to light. So if I can use light and pass over to Yukari, we might be able to turn this around.
All right, the enemy's down. All right, the enemy's down. I'm ready.
Yeah, she can finish off my turn with hopefully wind attacks on the two tables, and then we can all-out attack to mop them all up at once.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Hakuga.
Let's hit them all at once now. We're going to do bonus damage with that Major Arcana that's with us, the High Priestess. And boom, you'll love to see it. 4 at once. And another Major Arcana. Man, it's hard to pass up a Major Arcana when you see it. I wouldn't say no to having Omoikane again either, but this just gets us closer to that Arcana burst. It gets us some My Head Gems. Alright.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
Speaking of My Gems, a soul drop. That's nice. That's an SP recovery item.
There's a shadow.
Alright, that was a more reasonable sneak attack.
It's a group of 3. You have the initiative.
This one's weak to fire. The other's weak to wind. We've got coverage in both Yukari and Junpei on that, so I think I might just end up, not using any SP this turn and just slashing Grieving Tiara. Ideally, the other two here can knock them all down, and we can finish it with an all-out attack.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Hakuga. Hakuga, finish the enemy.
Well, okay. Junpei wanted to do some fact-finding. That was his choice. Took a bit of damage as a result, but
Enemy's weakness is fire. The enemy's weakness is fire.
probably a good chance Yukari's going to try to use wind on it, but I guess we'll just get that bit of more knowledge. I'm going to conserve my own SP, though. Okay. They are really targeting me now. Wow. Okay. This fight hasn't quite gone the way a lot of them have. That's the challenge you encounter when you're letting the allies think for themselves. But again, you know, they're their own person. All right, Junpei. That was his choice. If I wanted it differently, I'd have told him otherwise. I wouldn't have minded if he'd actually just done that, but you know. He's his own man. I'm going to heal myself this turn. They've really been targeting me with ice attacks recently.
All right, you won. Great work out there.
That was a bit more of an ordeal of a fight. We got out of it, but certainly not unscathed. We'll take some experience.
Okay, let's keep on exploring.
Again, though, that just makes it feel more organic. You know, they're making their own choices, whether they're the ones I'd have made or not. We're part of a team this way. They're not all just aspects of me. I found a life stone earlier, so we're going to top Junpei off. Or give him one anyway.
All right, squad, move out.
Yeah, a lot of forks in the road here.
Is that trick?
It is. Ooh, 2,000 yen. Okay. Where are we at now? 10,000 yen. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
There's a shadow.
Proper sneak attack this time. Weak to light. Okay, and that was one of the abilities her new bow has. That toy bow we got the other day has a high chance of enraging the enemy. What that means is it's going to focus on physical attacks, and it's going to do more damage with those as well.
What to do?
Not something we especially want to deal with. So if we can knock it down here, that would be really nice. And yes, I believe that also does lower its defense as well. You saw a massive damage output there. Yes, more experience through the rest of today, and an Arcana burst. Obvious choice for me here. Take the Fool Arcana. More experience for the rest of the day. And now all of our cards are going to be that one rank higher. You can take Rakukaja, you can get some money, some healing, or some experience. Again, the healing is tempting, but I'm gonna see the money. I'm gonna take the money. 1,800 more yen. Yeah, that'll just help us gear up or get more Persona or whatever we need to spend money on.
Who's up next?
There's the stairs already. Again, we'll keep climbing at our own pace here. I don't want to drag our feet climbing up, but I don't want to rush past and miss some good experience either.
Roger that.
Something always nice too about just seeing the whole floor, knowing that we haven't left any corners unchecked.
We have the advantage.
The enemy's weakness is fire.
All right, team, what are we going to do? In a perfect world, we're going to see Yukari knock this one down with wind and Junpei come in with fire.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Takeba.
Okay, I thought Junpei might go with that bash approach. I kind of hoped he wouldn't, but that was his call.
The enemy's weakness is fire.
Okay, I think we've seen everything Junpei can do to him now other than fire, so there's really no good reason not to use fire from here.
I'll go with.
And I just don't want to let myself get too low. It's all over if I go down in combat. Not that I want anybody else going down either, but... It's almost like the shadows know this too. I guess there was that talk that they're getting smarter, aren't they? Agi? Oh, okay. I'll take lower accuracy. No, okay. Okay. I think it's up to me now. Willem, maybe? Willem's our only choice, Rod.
All right, the enemy's down.
Junpei, come on, man. Do you want to use fire? Knock it down. Yeah, I knew you could do it. There you go. All out attack. Take the money here. I was kind of hoping that was healing, because if that were healing, I might have actually taken it there. But it wasn't. Can't win them all.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
And I'm going to re-equip Archangel. It's just that little stat bonus that Willem doesn't have. We'll be a little faster and potentially hardier. Don't want to have to shift in the middle of a fight if I can do so ahead of time. We've got a shadow back in the room here. I don't want to sprint through and have it chase me away. There it is. Again, there's just a lot to be said for taking these extra couple of seconds and hitting that preemptive strike rather than fighting it. I mean, it's got the advantage.
We have the advantage.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Takeba. Takeba, finish the enemy.
What to do?
I'll do my part here, knock this one down if I can. There we go.
Now, if you're on a roll.
It's always nice to come through one of these fights and not have to take any damage. Yeah, I did come at the cost of SP, but again, that's why we have it. It's here to be spent. Oh, okay. You guys see this skill growth 1. What this does, if a persona has any of the growth abilities, it gains a percentage of experience even if it doesn't participate in battle. It does take up a skill slot, but once it has that, I mean, it'll gain, I think this has like 25% of any experience we earn in battle goes to that persona, even if it doesn't fight in combat. It's a good skill to have. I'm actually kind of thinking I'm taking that over the money right now. And typically that skill can be passed on then, so we can just kind of propagate that around through a lot of our persona. And then they're all gaining experience every fight rather than, you know, one or two here and there. So let's take a look at our persona. It's been nice having Valkyrie on our team. How are Valkyrie's stats looking? A couple attacks still to learn. Level 10. So let's use that growth card and teach it growth 1. So again, you know, now even though Valkyrie's not actually our active persona, it'll still gain some experience as well. It's just like free experience points. Oh,
Careful, the enemy's nearby.
and this is a guardian floor. Thankfully there I see a teleporter, which seems pretty common on guardian floors. This foe is unique. I wish there were a way to glean information on them preemptively. No matter. Once you're in combat, I can analyze our enemies. Use this information at your discretion. Plan strategically, and you're sure to come out on top. First things first, let's head back down and do a lot of our basic Tartarus stuff. Chief amongst those is saving our game. It's been a while. We don't have a lot of time left in Tartarus, but well, I think we've completed one of Elizabeth's requests.
Good day. Are you accepting a request?
Okay, we've hunted at least 200 shadows now. Well, we can report that.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take these as your reward. Some Umugi waters. HP restoring item. We can take the new quest number 22, defeat a total of 300
By
shadows.
all means.
We'll just keep working on that. Nothing else to report.
Very well then.
I think what I want to do now is head into into the Velvet Room here, update our compendiums, and just see what sort of a new persona I can fuse. We leveled up, we got some new persona.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
First and foremost is to just get our compendium up to date by registering.
Registering, I see. Will you register it to the compendium? I've completed registration.
And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go through and make sure whatever's registered is the best version of the persona. So like in Lilim's case here, our registered persona is actually a little better than the one we picked up. It's closer to leveling up and it's got more skills. So we won't be registering Lilim. But Valkyrie, that's the one we actually gave that growth card to, and it's gained some experience, so we are going to replace that one.
Will you register it to the compendium? All registered.
That way when we summon it, it'll have that same skill already attached to it. Not a huge change in Omoraki here, but
Is overwriting except I've completed
progress is
registration.
progress. And I don't believe Chimera... Yeah, our version of Chimera has more abilities. And a better level. But, you know, now we've done all that, we can resummon those that we'd registered at that current level.
Are you in search of new power?
What kind of persona do you desire?
So we can make up to level 12 now, which is just the Temperance persona, and, you know, Nigi Mitama.
Seeing what personas come to be is a great joy of mine.
I'm kind of thinking that we're going to look at this version of it with Valkyrie and Chimera, because I'd like to pass along that growth ability and just have a few more persona that know it.
This would be a wise
I can.
choice.
Oh, and it's a healing persona, also knows Garu. Weak to electricity, but fully resistant to wind, and slightly resistant to both dark and light. The background for Nigi Mitama, one of the 4 aspects of Shinto thought. It works gently to help maintain a calm mind. It is said to aid in one's relations and sociability, and can lead one in a positive direction. Sounds like a good aspect to keep in mind. So yeah, let's make this persona.
What do you wish to inherit?
I want to keep growth around. Being more evasive to slashes, that's kind of tempting. But having ice is also kind of a nice elemental coverage. Yeah, let's just keep that.
No new powers have been bestowed upon you.
No additional bonuses because no social link for that. But we can still make it.
Well,
So we shall. Just want to keep those open slots available as we keep exploring here. I wouldn't have to pass up on Persona we find just because I've got no room for them. And the more we can broaden our compendium, just the better equipped we'll be going forward. Alright, and that is another new Persona. I am Niki Mitama. Serenity is the true protector of response. I shall follow you in search of peace. That calm smile. Okay, and I could make slime now, which I assume is going to take... Yep, that would take Niki Mitama. I could. We would get a little bit of a bonus from having a social link with the Fool. That is our C's group. And I guess I could resummon Niki Mitama if needed. Although, I don't really need to have a Fool Persona on hand as slime either.
Take all the time.
This would be a wise choice.
But again, on that same other hand, we're going to gain a good number of experience points with this one. Rank 3 gets us 4,000 experience. It's resistant to both slashing and, bashing attacks. And dark attacks. But it's weak to fire and wind. So it's got a couple weaknesses to make up for those, strengths. You know what? While we're here, again, it just opens up those couple Persona slots for our exploration.
Please choose what skills to inherit.
Again, I want growth just to be around as many people as I can have it with. We're giving up a lot of elemental coverages if we don't take one of those, but having this group healing ability Media is kind of nice. I've been kind of omitting Bufu on a lot of our Personas recently, so I think I want to keep Ice, though.
It will receive a fair amount of extra.
We've got Fire and Wind coverage from Yukari and Junpei.
Why, this is exciting.
It was a short stay for Niki Mitama, but we could resummon it from the compendium if we wanted. Wouldn't really be bad to do, especially since it has that growth ability as well. But I'm not necessarily looking to do that right away either, since we don't specifically need a Temperance Persona. I slime. You and me, together, forever. I've said before, I like how they've given the different Personas different personalities. And a little more power here. Some levels up. The Mudo skill. Okay, so that is all we can make now. That would be new. So, nice to have. And I could potentially resummon one of the Persona we've already used here. What would it cost us for that Strength Persona? For Velka, 3,500.
This Persona, yes?
Let's not throw the money away unduly.
We look forward to your next visit.
It's there if we need it, but since I don't know whether or not I will need it, let's not rush ahead. Okay, we are starting to run out of time, it seems. Not terribly close yet, but something to be keeping a close eye on. Looks like we've actually done a little more with Elizabeth
Good
here.
day.
I think that was fusing a Persona of a certain level. Yes, level 13 or above.
Let's hear the results.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take these as your reward. Some Bufala gems. Okay, so this actually unlocked 2 new... Oh, okay. It's a new task that I can already report on, creating a Persona with Koha. I think that was whatever angel we have here.
Most excellent.
I've already completed this task. Here's your reward. A Fierce Sutra, 2 of those. And then we'll also just take on Fusion Series number 1, Emperor Oberon. Have an Oberon with the skill Mazio in your possession.
Come to think of it.
Oh yes. How are your Persona abilities coming along? Fairly well, I hope. I've actually prepared a little assignment for you, in which you'll have to fuse a Persona. I do believe that the best way to deepen your understanding on a topic is with hands-on experience. It will be a tad challenging, but do give it a try.
I will await a report of success.
So yeah, that'll be something we'll have to keep an eye on. Try to cultivate some Persona that have the Mazio skill, and then see if we can work that back into the Emperor Arcana. A good little challenge.
Very well, then.
Let's heal up and see what we can do about this Guardian. Slime's got a lot of defense, but I don't know. Archangel's been doing okay for us. Well, you know, why mess with a good thing? We got a couple life stones we can use up here. Yukari's not looking too bad. We're both getting down there on SP, but our Dark Hour isn't that much more to go either, so I think in the time we have, we can make the most of that without using any consumables.
Salut.
So let's resume from floor 28. And I know we just looked, but let's just take one more second to make sure. I've got a good persona. I've got enough SP for a few rounds. I think we can do this. What did this enemy look like? Birds with a lantern. There's a chance they could use fire abilities. I think some of the other ones we'd seen were like that. Okay, well, Archangel's not weak to that. I think Slime was. Yeah, so I'm going to lean more towards Archangel than Slime. And technically we did just save it, so if something goes catastrophically wrong, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
But I'd rather it not come to that. It's enemy territory up ahead. Are you ready for battle? Let's go.
Alright, let's go!
Move out, squad. Keep your eyes on me. I like the confidence, Junpei.
Protecting 3 targets. Take them out.
Okay, if anybody's gonna hit by fire, I'm glad it was Junpei, since he's resistant to it. Not that I'm rooting against Junpei or anything like that. Also, the fact that it used fire makes me kind of interested in wanting to throw some ice at it and see what that does. And there's a chance. I mean, if it's used fire before, Onmaraki might not be bad here. It knows Bufu, and it's resistant to fire. Okay, that's weak to ice.
All right. The enemy's down.
We've got Lightning Eagle is the other one. Thinking of that, that probably means it's going to use a lightning ability. I guess, for knowledge, we'll see if it's weak to ice as well. If it is, great. If not, nope. It's the exact opposite. It's resistant to lightning. Or to ice. But it hits us with lightning. Okay, well. Yeah, and we've got our own weaknesses as well, so when they hit us with weaknesses, we get knocked down just like this. Wow. Okay, that one actually absorbs fire, which stands to reason. So, that was...
What's next?
It was a turn.
This may be a good test of your skill.
I'd like to believe Lightning Eagle is probably resistant to lightning. I know it's resistant to ice. If it were fire or wind, I can rely on Yukari and Junpei for that. So, maybe slashing? Or, maybe I should take this time to heal while Yukari can work on the other elements. Or, you know, I've got Garo here. I could step up and try wind. That will open her up to potentially use Media and heal us all. Let's try that. Okay, that's nice.
The enemy's down.
I'm gonna hit that one again. Knock all 3 of them down, and hopefully do some nice damage on an all-out attack here.
This is our chance. Let's wipe them out.
And that's you only see 2 of us running here. That's because Yukari was actually knocked down, so she wasn't able to participate in that all-out attack.
It's payback time.
Okay, this could still work.
That's an enemy down.
I like that. I'm glad she did that. She used one of her attacks to knock the enemy down with a weakness, and then she used her follow-up attack for healing. Party-wide fire attack. I'm glad I had that defense. I'm paralyzed, so no turn for me.
That hit the enemy's weakness. You're doing great, Takuba.
No, I'm just kind of been watching this fight.
See that coming?
Okay. So,
Looks like fire won't work here.
you're weak to ice, as you were. My evasion, my accuracy is down, so there's a chance I'll miss here. Doubly so since its agility is increased, but I gotta try. Sweet.
All right. The
Now,
enemy's down.
I'm gonna try Yukari here, and hopefully she will consider knocking the other one down for us.
Roger that.
Could have healed us here, which wouldn't have been bad either. But if we can hit an all-out attack here and maybe knock one of them out of the fight completely, that would really be huge. There's one, okay.
No way. Two enemies remaining. You can do it.
Alright, same logic as last turn. My agility is down, so my accuracy isn't going to be that great. Yukari's a little banged up.
What to do?
I just got to try my best to knock this boss down if I can. Nope, not that time. And I do think that was the right choice from Yukari here. Appreciate it. Thankfully, they're not targeting Yukari with a lot of that lightning, with her weakness to that. Critical hit there, very good.
Just one target left.
Alright, I really need to hit it here. That would be really good.
Come, Persona!
Okay, sweet.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this.
Just hope this all-out attack goes well and we can make some solid progress. Oh, a big hit. Not enough to end the fight. It's just committed to staying evasive. There you go, Junpei. Thank you so much. That felt like a good fight. Had to put a lot into it. We all leveled up. You'll love to see that.
Yeah, I'm getting jacked.
Junpei learns a new slashing ability, Vacuum Slash. And that's a Guardian floor. Phew, we won. Seems like we'll keep running into stronger enemies whenever we enter a new area. Akihiko will also be back soon. We could always pick things up once he's ready to join us. I can't wait for Sonata-san to hop on board. Then we'll finally have a 4-man band. You know, the standard for an RPG. Junpei Quest. The Legend of Junpei. Tower of Mystery. Now, let us head off, comrades.
Are you stupid?
Ouch. We don't need you to head off anywhere. Haven't you learned your lesson at all? We need your head screwed on. What do you mean? I've got a perfectly good head on my shoulders.
Oh?
In that case, I suppose there's no need to worry about your studies. Yeah, well, about that. Oh, brave knight Tom, let us hurry and depart. Verily, I agree, Sir Junpei. Looking at our time, I think our dark hour is just about up.
My bladder's about to burst.
Junpei needs to take a break.
You should have gone to the restroom before we left.
We'll see the edge of the map here, but we're gonna
Ooh, maybe there's something nice inside.
pick up a couple treasures here, hope for some good stuff. Some Imugi waters. And a special lock chest with some Twilight fragments. It'll take 2 of our 23. Alright, the Maragi skill card. Not bad. And that was Briefcase Burglar, opening 50 chests. Okay. But since we're running out of time on our dark hour, I think I want to head back down to the lobby. We'll do some of our Velvet Room stuff, and that's where we'll wrap up the night. It'd be nice to keep exploring, but at the same time, we're also getting kind of low on our SP. So it just kind of feels like a very natural stopping point here. We didn't quite catch up to everybody's average, but we made a lot of good progress. Looks like we've done something else for Elizabeth as well. I think that was the chests we opened.
Are you accepting a request?
Yep, treasure hunting milestone to open 50 treasure chests.
Let's hear the result.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take these as your reward. 2 snuff souls. And a new quest to open 100 treasure chests.
By all means.
That's all I need.
Very well then.
And we leveled up. I think we leveled up. Yeah, we're level 13 now. Let's just see what else we can make. And update the compendium. Yes, good point.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. Registering personas?
Oh, Omaraki was so close to leveling up.
Is overwriting acceptable? All registered.
And Slime here got some experience because of that growth ability. Not a lot, but free experience is free experience.
Is overwriting acceptable? I've completed registration.
That's everything we have. What can we fuse now?
What kind of persona do you desire?
We can make Bareth or Tamlin. Bareth is a Hierophant, which is nice because that's one of our social links. That is the elderly couple.
Seeing what
Although,
personas
to
come
fuse it,
be
it's going to
is
take
a
Onmaraki and
joy of
Fornius.
mine.
It's a tough call. Especially not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. If there's a student council meeting, it would be nice to have an emperor on hand. What do I have on hand?
Which will you choose?
I've got Justice, Hermit, Emperor, Priestess, and Fool.
What kind of persona do you desire?
I guess I could always resummon Fornius if it came to that. We made a lot of money today. We won't be playing any online games tomorrow because it's the middle of the week. I don't think we'll have any time to spend with Maya.
This would be a wise choice.
So let's learn about Bareth. One of the 72 demons of the Gosha, known as the Duke of Hell, he rides a gigantic horse and burns those without manners.
What do you wish to inherit?
No growth abilities to pass along here. But we can get some good elemental coverage with both Garu and Bufu. And one more to round us out here. I could raise one ally's attack, lower one ally's attack. Or try to fear an enemy, or I could have Bash. I actually don't have a lot of coverage there. Junpei has that ability, but I'm not sure that I do. So if we do find something that's weak to bashing, maybe I should have that on hand. We've also got single shot for the piercing ability. Yeah,
It seems you have been blessed with some power.
we'll get a bit of a bonus for our social link.
Well then, shall we begin?
And we'll wait till tomorrow to resummon any of these persona on the off chance we need them. Again, I don't want to just, throw money away not knowing I'll need it or not. But if we get to tomorrow and we want to spend time with a specific social link, we can pop by the Velvet Room and just say hi. I am Bareth. Fear not, my lord. I hereby swear loyalty to you and only you. I'm not sure about that laugh at the end there, but I'll take that oath of loyalty. And another new persona. Again, it's more that tangible feeling of growth and development. We're getting all these new abilities in Persona, and that just unlocks more abilities and more Persona. And it's got Power Slash now. I'll learn Dodge Fire if I can get it up to level 16. It's not very strong magically or luck, but it's got a lot of physical strength, endurance, and agility. So it could be a good Persona to lead off with. Defense against fire and wind as well, with only weakness to lightning. A good well-rounded Persona. I could make Tamlin, but either way, that's going to take our Archangel or our Bareth, so we're going to lose one of our social link personas. And again, not knowing who we're spending time with tomorrow, I could always make Tamlin another time.
Are you finished?
So let's wrap things up in the Velvet Room. Igor, Elizabeth, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for your hard work.
We look forward to your next visit.
And that is definitely the end of our hour in Tartarus, the end of our dark hour. So I will save it. Yes, I will. And then I think we've done enough. We've expended a lot of our resources. We're all getting tired, so let's make our way back to the dorm and get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
What's the matter? Are you done for the day? Let's call it quits. All right. Rest up and come prepared for our next expedition. Okay. Let's jump back to the desk here and talk about some stuff. Okay, so here we are back in the basement, and that takes us to the end of Monday, May 11th. That was probably one of our longer days. We really feels like we did a lot as I look back on it. But again, let's break it down and talk about it. It was the start of another new week. We'd come off of a nice bit of a recovery day yesterday after a really busy Saturday, so it was nice to not, go too overboard on everything. We stayed awake during class this morning and didn't sleep through that important lesson. Gained a little bit of academic progress. Didn't really want to be one of those kids sleeping in class when he's talking about how kids aren't being prepared for their future in the first place. So, we were good students this morning, and that took us to a good afternoon. We talked to our usual people. I specifically wanted to check in with a couple places, actually. I went to the Port Island station and picked up 3 new sodas from the vending machines, because Elizabeth wanted to have the 12 different sodas from the area, and those were the last 3 I needed. So that led us nicely back to the Polonia Mall, where I was able to give those to her and complete that request. I also remembered I spent the time last night going through the Umiushi Beef Bowl membership program online, so I was able to order takeout. So we went back and got that, and also took that back to Elizabeth, just to complete another request. It's nice to just have those other little challenges for things that Elizabeth wants us to try to do for her. It opens up different things to look at in the game. So we completed a couple things for her there. We stopped in, we said hi to the pharmacist, and then we made our way over to Officer Kurosawa. He has sales on Monday, so this was the best day to stop in and take advantage of his sale. He has some new gear as well that we saw yesterday. I wanted to just get that as discounted as possible. It was still mostly out of my price range for things, but I was able to pick up some new armor for Junpei, and that gave the armor he had over to Yukari. And I figured that just gives us that little bit more survivability in Tartarus. I thought about doing weapons, but since a lot of our attacks come from our persona, I figured defense was the better priority right now. I'd also considered evasiveness, but for the jump in evasion at the cost it had, it didn't seem like the best use of our funds. So, having new armor, a little bit more defense, I had to decide what to do with the rest of the afternoon. And that's where we made our way over to the shrine, and that elementary school girl, Maiko, was there. We had promised the other day that we would come back and play with her, and this seemed like a good day for that. None of our friends had anything they wanted to do with us today. There was no track practice or student council or anything like that, so we had a full and open afternoon, and it just seemed like a good chance to make good on that promise to Maiko. So we played around a bit. We did the jungle gym and the slide and just the sandbox. Yeah, we had a good time there, just the two of us. And she just wanted to keep playing. She didn't want the afternoon to end. That great kid-like mentality of, oh, this is fun. Let's keep going. Let's do this next. What do you want to do next? I suggested, why don't we do the seesaw? Which she wasn't a fan of. She said, no, I don't like that. That makes my butt hurt. So it's like, well, oh, okay. But then it started getting darker and darker. It's like, oh, okay, Maiko, it's been a fun afternoon, but we really need to wrap it up now. It's getting late. We need to get you home. And she said she doesn't want to go home. She says her parents are fighting, and they're talking about getting a divorce. And that was hard to hear. I mean, she's an elementary schooler, so she doesn't really understand it. She even basically said she feels like, that maybe it's her fault. The real gut punch kind of thing you don't want to hear a kid feel like. So it was kind of a sour note to leave off on. But she said she had a lot of fun today and hopes I'll play with her again. So I definitely tried to reassure her there and say, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I will be there for you. And I wished her as well as I could. And I just really hope her evening came together on a good note, as good as it can in that situation. But from there, we parted ways, and I headed back to the dorm. When we got back there was talk that the consoles upstairs were actually having some technical malfunctions, and neither Junpei nor Akihiko wanted anything to do with trying to fix them, whether they didn't know or just didn't want to. but Mitsuru asked if I could take a look at it. And so I did. And it played a recording from last night with Chairman Ikutsuki, who seemed to be analyzing shadows. But along the way, he kind of got off on his own side of things and was coming up with some new jokes and puns. He really felt like he was on a roll, with the one-track mind joke on the monorail and stuff like that, to the point where he thinks, oh, maybe I should write these down. Maybe I can make a book of these and share them with everyone later. So it was nice to see that even in a serious, situation coming off of Saturday's train incident, that he could still have some levity and see some fun sides of things. And just, to get that look behind the curtain at another side of the chairman. Kind of a side we've seen, but again, that balance between his studious research on shadows and the fun side that likes those puns and laughs to himself even if no one else is there. So I don't think we really fixed the console by any stretch, but it didn't seem necessarily broken, so I didn't feel like there was anything else I could do there. And with the rest of our evening, I decided it's been a while since we've actually been in Tartarus. We could have gone yesterday, but I didn't, since we were working on taking it easy and recovering. But it just seemed like that good start to the week to get back to the investigation. We came off of Saturday successfully, and looking at everyone else's progress, they were quite a few floors above us now and levels higher than us. And, that's to be expected. A lot of people probably put a lot of time in there yesterday. And I don't want to fall too far behind that. I don't want to be too constrained by saying, I have to get there. But it is kind of that metric to see where I stand compared to everyone else. And I just want to stay roughly within range of everyone. So it felt like a good night to go to Tartarus. So that's what we did. We all met at the school at midnight as the dark hour changed. And we learned a little bit more about the major arcana that we could find during shuffle time and the different effects they'll have for us. Fused some new persona, picked some up, registered some new ones, and just kept climbing as we do. We encountered one rare shadow that we weren't able to defeat. It ran away, so that was kind of a bummer. But there will be more opportunities later. And we just kept climbing and climbing. And I actually didn't make a point to look at what floor we ended up on. I want to say maybe 26 or 28. Not bad. Not in the 30s that anybody else had been, or most people were up to, but it was a guardian floor nonetheless. And it was a hard fight. The enemies had good elemental coverages. They raised their evasiveness a lot, which made it a lot harder for us to hit them. But in the end, we were able to come out on top. It was a longer fight, but it felt like that rewarding use of strategic elements. We were able to get a good few all-out attacks in the mix there, and just chip them down while keeping our own HP in a safe level. But we also consumed a lot of our SP throughout that encounter. So it was very much feeling like once we got to the end of that fight, it had been about about an hour during the dark hour, which is what I'm limiting us to. So it was just a good natural stopping point. There was a teleporter on that very same floor. So we opened up the treasure chests that were there and then made our way back down to the lobby. I checked in with the Velvet Room again and updated our compendium, made a couple new persona, and that's just about where we left it then. We wrapped things up there, and we all headed back to the dorm, and it was time for bed, time for a good night to take us into tomorrow. So it's been a longer stream. I will wrap it up there. There's not a whole lot else that needs said. But I just want to thank you all so much for being here today. It means so much to me. Today is the end of Monday, May 11th. It's been another good day. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm Tom Shima. I stream this playthrough every day at 12:30 Eastern Time, so if you ever want to catch me live, that's when you can. I also upload every day's playthrough to YouTube, so if you ever watch the current day or any other day, you can do so there. I just hope you all have a fantastic Monday, May 11th, that your week starts off on a good note, it's productive, and you can have some fun. I've been Tom Shima. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day. Goodbye. With that, we've reached the end of the day. Please look forward to next time to see where the game goes from here. This journey is being streamed live on my Twitch channel if you'd like to be there in person for the experience. Links and schedule details can be found in the description. I'll keep uploading each day's session to this channel so you can keep watching here. Once again, I'm Tom Shima. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again as I continue the series, Persona a Day. What will tomorrow bring?